Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, I think it's going to be a rather quiet day given that it's Thanksgiving, so the market might just be moving up and down a little bit in corrective structures today. We won't get any new impulses from the stock market, and therefore, yeah, as I said, I think it's going to be a rather quiet day. Looking at the Bitcoin daily chart, the situation here hasn't changed as we're navigating this correction. I mean, we're still clearly caught in some kind of corrective price action. Slight downside today in the crypto sector. It might move up and down a little bit, as I said. Overall here on the daily chart, still the idea that we are in a fourth wave correction and that this, the price could test the area between 78k and 85.7k. That is sort of the idea. We might get one more high in this internal third wave here before we really start the fourth wave, but that is why we need to pay attention to the 1 hour time frame to understand the smallest degree structures, to understand, okay, is it actually the fourth wave or are we still in the third? So that is what we're looking at. That is what we need to pay attention to. That's what we're doing as well. And yeah, this is precisely why we check every single day, even several times a day, the shorter time frame chart. Now, if we then pay attention here to the overall structure, we can see that there is the potential for a pullback that is, let's say, rather shallow, with a support area between 78k and 85.7k in this wave 4, and then with one more high in wave 5, then another 4-5 pattern targeting 130k. I would prefer this one with 2 more highs. I think the structure looks a bit better, but I cannot rule out the white count, which allows for a deeper pullback. In this case, we would probably get an initial ABC, which would be an A wave, then another B and a C, which is why before we go higher, which is why I warned in the last few days that patience is required for this wave 4. Whether we get one more high in the third or not, I think patience is going to be required for this fourth wave. We just had another rally, and now I think it's going to be painful again. Okay, yes, as I said, maybe we get another push, and I'm very happy to be impressed by more direct upside movement, but just want to help everybody prepare also mentally for this sideways action that might unfold over the coming weeks and months. If it's the white wave count, we might see a deeper pullback in this white wave 4 with support between 77.9 and 67k pretty much. So these are the key support levels in this case. Now let's take a look at the shorter time frame. Do we have any adjustments, changes? Not really. I mean, we've got this 3-wave pullback that we had where the price reacted to the support area from here. We were watching for higher prices, and the expectation was that it would be a 3-wave move because, as I said in the last update and also in our written updates that we share in our gold membership, but also sometimes on X, I explained that I see the rally as a B wave. So a break of support shouldn't be surprising. We had an initial break of micro support yesterday. I've removed that now, but I've added another support area. You might ask why. Well, I shared in my last update that if we break the initial upper support, it means that the move up is not a 5-wave move. So we can rule that out. However, I can still not rule out further upside, of course. So the pullback remains corrective. I told you to really confirm that the C wave to the downside here has begun. We need an impulsive break. This is not impulsive, best I can tell. So it looks kind of like a diagonal pattern maybe that could unfold in this C wave. What is also possible is that a larger ABC structure is unfolding, which is typical for days like these. I mean, with, again, public holiday in the US, probably going to be a rather quiet day, I think. But what is possible is still that, so first of all, A wave, B wave, and we're now moving down in wave C, but it would require a break below 92,150 further. That would be a further confirmation. I mentioned that level already yesterday, but now I've added the additional Fib levels, just some Fibonacci levels to watch, right? So it just allows us to identify some micro support, and you can see that the pullback really remains corrective. So we have overlapping structures in there, and that keeps the door open for higher, even though we broke initial support. Well, that only means that the move up is not an impulse, but it could still turn into a larger 3-wave move, for example, in a large B wave. Remember that I said this B wave can even overshoot. That's why I said, okay, to rule out that the move up is 5 waves, which would be clearly bullish, we need a impulsive break below support. We had a break of support. Okay, it's at least not an impulse to the upside, but it could still move higher, because if pullbacks are corrective, it means that, well, look, we have a corrective move up and a corrective move down, meaning this corrective move down is just, again, correcting what happened here, and we might see another move up. But it's not, probabilities aren't clear in this stage, but we still have some levels to watch. And below 92,150, I think it's getting clearer and clearer that we're heading to the downside, but we might just be meandering sideways, grinding sideways for a bit here. Any break above 97,270 should possibly send us to 100,330. I mean, that's the next larger degree fib level there. For now, I'm just watching if the market finds support in this region. I've got 4 Fibonacci levels there: 94,859, 94,061, 93,270, and 92,154. And we need a little bit more price data to see if this is now an extended ABC or if we're really moving down in a diagonal. Essentially, these are the two options I see right now. There's either a diagonal pattern to the downside, or we're moving down in an ABC structure, but that should actually find support in this region. Again, this is weak support. This is a weak support area, because if it's a B wave, it's going to be weak support. B waves sometimes break support and still recover. So this is not like a great setup or anything. It's not based on a 5-wave move up and a 3-wave pullback or something. This is not a great long trade setup. So some of those who now say, okay, but how do I know? It's 3 waves up, 3 waves down doesn't give us clear probabilities. That's the thing, right? So we have to have a bit of patience. That's normal in corrections. That's why I warned we might need some patience. And I think the real opportunities come up when we approach this lower support region here around 80K, but it will take time. So that's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.